You are now listening to a new episode of Man, Shut Up. I am Wally World. Alright, y'all, check this out. We now sitting at episode 12. And episode 12 is a little bit different this time. I know y'all tired of hearing me just being by myself, so we had to bring a special guest on. And the special guest we have is Mook. How you doing, Mook?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. So listen, the title of this one is called Smoke and Mirrors. And the reason why I mention this as smoke and mirrors because I think that we as a unit, and especially as a man, we don't know really what the woman is thinking depending on their circumstances, you know what I mean? And I always see it all the time on social media where we have this misperception of the mother, the single mother, or the mother that has multiple children and things like that. And we make memes as jokes and we talk about things that we may not really know. So as a man, I really don't know. So I just wanted to just make sure that I get some information and insight on how is it to be in that position and to be able to still remain successful. So, I mean, going back to Mook, at the Smoke and Mirrors, the question I got is, what are some of the things that you go through being a single mother that has multiple children? How, like, what is the most difficult things throughout your day?
Oh God. I honestly don't even know where to begin. I don't even know how to start it off. Gosh, I mean, well, shoot, starting it off is starting the day. I don't know, it's a trying time now with everything going on with COVID and the kids not being in school and still having to work and have those daily functions going on. I mean, it's a struggle because how do I be my regular 9-to-5 worker? In my case, I work day, I work night, and then still have my kids be on point for school and keep them on task and keep them on track. It's very difficult. And being single, not having a second person or father or whatever in the household is very trying.
And so with that being like, I mean, a person like me thinking of the way you just said that and my mental, how as a man, like, it makes you feel like where do I put myself at in her life if I even want to talk to her or approach her? Like, do you ever think about that, like, as being a mother that's always on the go, always on the grind, always pushing, always know it's probably, you versus the world? I can imagine that being the thing. Do you ever think that, or sit back and say, how can I get, or how would I be able to have a man to fit into this life in general? Like, do y'all ever
where
think
can
that?
a man even fit into all of that?
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, it's possible. Definitely, let me say that. It is possible. But I really think it depends on the man and what type of man he is, because you have some men that may come into your life and immediately they want you, hey, I'm in here now, where's my time? And then you may have a different type of man that says, hey, I already know what you have going on, you're a mother, and recognize these things and ask, where do I fit in, and I guess allow that time or the conversation to be had on how he can be placed in that life.
Got you.
Because he has to want to even be in that
want
life,
to be a part
you know what
of
I mean?
that.
Because every guy is not.
Do you feel like this? Because I mean, this is what I see on a regular basis. Like, I scroll through social media. I don't take it serious, but I do see people's responses and things like that, and I kind of like hone into what I think compared to what they think and try to compare it. And majority of the time, like, you run into, do you think that as a woman, do you think that it's fair for a woman that may have multiple children and things like that we discussing? Like, do you think it's fair for a woman to have a thing to say, I don't want no man with no kids, even though I'm the one with kids and all of that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. what difference does it make?
I mean, it make a big difference.
But why though? Because I'm a mother and I have multiple kids. I'm supposed to be any different than the father who has multiple kids? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I think that I'm saying it's been
if she's supposed to have a different expectation for him because he's male.
Well, I mean, I think that for one, I think that if I look at it from a totality perspective, I think that a lot of women that say that, they thinking about themselves for one anyway. But I can see why they're thinking that way, because they're having the mentality that more times than not, if a man has kids, he don't have his kids anyway. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't even want that extra drama or that extra, stuff with the baby mama and all that stuff or whatever. But the reason why I asked the question that I asked is because I think that women don't understand how unfair that is to hear that as a man. Right. As a man to say, come in here with me and mine and my baggage and my package and my whatever, and come in with that, but then you can't have anything. It's like already showing a form of control immediately. And it's a turnoff. Like for dudes, it's a turnoff. Like dude might think you all that, but then when you say that comment, it automatically puts you being belonging to the streets.
And I agree. I agree with that 100%, because like I said, depending on the female, if you are a man and most of the time you like to think that if he has children, then the children are with the mother and things like that. Yeah. But what would I say to the man who I know that has children, right? And I guess I'm trying to say like, I personally would frown upon the man that has children and basically did not do
right.
You know what I mean? Right. If I didn't understand that you had to go pick up a baby girl or a little man from school, daycare, dance recitals, football, like it is the same. So I'm gonna frown upon the man that tells me he has children and I don't never see you with your children. I don't never see you doing. I don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so why? That would be my question to a female who kind of.
Yeah. You best believe as a man, we thinking all those things that you just mentioned. You know what I mean? Like you're basically trying to put some men, kids behind on the back burner for yours, and the responsibility comes from the man that created and made these children first. Right. Like you're giving them a pass, and we feel like, and that's why I really not a key component of it's stepdaddy season. Mm-hmm. It's like they're just searching for a guy for a season to handle what I can't handle, I guess, through the summer and spring months, and I'm finally waiting on this stepdaddy season to come and help me through all my mistakes and all of that. Because I mean, technically, when you're saying stepdad, you're saying current father, you're saying current guy, current dad. So I don't even like that stigma. Like, I have a stepfather, but I don't call him stepdad unless I'm trying to compare him to people. Like, hey, this is my steppops, whatever. If somebody want to go into detail, like, is that your actual dad that, your bloodline, then I explain. But when I'm out in the public, I'm saying that's just my dad. That's my pops.
Right. And you know what? And I have, personally, I can relate to that because we don't use step father, step mother within, my blended family. We use bonus mom, bonus dad, because you're a bonus, and we all know what a bonus means. That's an additional, that's an add-on, you know what I mean? So that's why we use the term bonus. And in my personal experience is actually what we're talking about. I have a son, and he lives with his father. He has a bonus mother. He has a sibling. So, that thing of I'm not her, but knowing to come into this situation with a man who has a child, and mother being myself, she didn't know what to expect. But at the same time, she didn't I guess look at him sideways or think anything different of him, or have a I don't know right word to use, but the expectation was grand on her end.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And honestly, I think that she helped him to become even greater than what he already was. You know what I mean? To take that initiative to, instead of just sometime weekend type deal, like, no, let's get him for the summer. It was a team thing. It was she wanted. And I think that helped shape and kind of mold
him into being a better person.
Yes, in a even great, like I said, even greater father. And to this day, even has taken on the full responsibility of having him, full time, and he comes with me for part time, and it works. It works for us. So I definitely have a different aspect and view of the whole father or the guy who has the kids type deal. And even on the flip side of that, being in a relationship and having a bonus father for multiple children. So same thing on that end. He really came in and has been a bonus, an add-on, for my children. And it's not this stepdaddy season part-time, or I only need you for this. He came in, open arms and willing, and
but a big blessing in a sense, if you look at it from a bigger aspect instead of just a minuscule mentality. You know what I mean?
Yes. And the thing that goes wrong with things of the bonus mom, the bonus dad, is I think it's scary for them. Again, and I'm not in the position where I'm dealing or dealt with the man having children or whatever, but gosh, I don't really know the words to get out what I'm trying to say, but like for them, imagining of knowing how to, let's say, like, discipline.
Right, okay.
Knowing, is it okay?
Still not knowing their place. Still not knowing where to put
what
themselves.
What is it okay for me to do? Can I chastise? Can I not? Can I educate? Can I not? Just really knowing what is okay and what is not okay.
Right.
And
that can be a definite tricky situation. Because you truly don't know. And like I said, for me having experience in my life and also being into that as far as a stepfather, like I mentioned, I know that it was a very, very trying time, because I can even see sometimes where, like, my steppops wanted to say something, but you can just tell, you can feel it, like he wanted to, but instead he just went in the room. You know what I mean? Because as a child, you're wrong. And somebody would have been on your ass by now. Right. And that person's right in front of you, but they just look at you and then they just walk in the room to try to save not you, but them, because they don't want to go too far. Or now the mom comes in with his feelings, and then now don't talk to my child like that. Yes. And then now there's this big ass riffraff.
Just about to go there.
There's this big ass riffraff.
You have these women that's so stepdaddy season, or where my stepdaddy's at, I'm looking, and
until he on that ass,
and he come, and then now that's my son. Now we team mine. Right. That's mine.
Right.
You can't be talking to him like that, or you got this, but it's like, wait a minute, bitch. Ain't that what you asked for? Ain't that what you was praying to God for? I thought that's what you wanted.
And that's the fear of the man. That's the fear.
Right. And
that's
so
the fear.
It's like,
that's the fear.
It's crazy.
Because that's why I tell a lot of ladies, be careful what you wish for. Mm-hmm. Because when you get that guy, he's coming in with a totally different ball game. I always look at it like this. I look at it like sports, right? And I'll give y'all something, like my Cowboys, right? Because they're bad right now, right? But I'm explaining, we were so happy to see Jason Garrett leave. We were so happy to see.
Don't you do that.
Okay, I know. Sorry, it's a Giant fan here. But we were so happy to see Jason Garrett get his bags packed and his key don't work no more. We was hype. But look where we are now with the expectations that I said on this podcast many times. There's no expectations. You can't come in with any, because you're gonna disappoint yourself when you come in with expectation. Whoever taught you that, bag that shit up and throw it away. Because you come in saying, ooh, Jason Garrett wasn't that good. okay, here's Mike McCarthy. He gonna take us over the top. And we're terrible. Because we didn't take the consideration that now he has to come in with his own implemented plan. And he gonna wing out some old shit that's on this team.
Right.
He gonna wing out some old personalities, wing out some old mentalities. He gotta fish all that out and then find out who his guys are that's gonna be able to move this thing forward and see what we have. And I take this for our life. So a lot of ladies come in with this, oh, he's cute, oh yes, stepdaddy season, he coming in, but you don't understand that he finna come in and tell your kids to get in line.
Right.
He gonna tell you to get in line and keep your eyes on the prize. He gonna tell you some things that you ain't heard before. So if you're not built for that and you're not healed yet,
that's it.
and you not healed yet for that,
That's it. And I think that's where we go wrong.
searching for the next thing.
That's where we go wrong, is because we want so bad. Either it's one or two things. Either we're fresh out of something and we ready for the next thing smoking, or we've been in this thing so long. Lord, when is my change gonna come? Lord, where he at? And and then when he comes, you don't know what form. You don't
what he
know
look like.
when. Yeah, you don't nothing. And then like you just said about coming in, ready to change some things. And the thing that women struggle with is being submissive.
Oh, don't you do it. It's too much for them. It's too much for them. I don't think they understand what that means. Some of y'all done turned it off right now. You heard that word submissive, you got scared. You went with your homegirls and put on your club dress on right now. You went and poured your bottle of Amsterdam, your Pink Whitney right now, and you said fuck this podcast and got off. I know you did.
Yes, because that word submissive sting like a bee, honey. It's hard.
So my question is, as a man, because I'm asking, because this is for the man, I'm representing for the fellas. What makes it so hard for a woman to
the ladies
submit?
might want to kill me by the time.
Hey, you know what? Well, then put him on the cross. All right, listen. I told you we're not here for your feelings. Again, okay, so why is it so hard why is it hard for a woman to be submissive?
Oh my gosh.
Now, while I do that, let me add in what I mean by submissive. Because see, I see a lot of dudes saying submissive too. Let me tell you, them guys got to be healed and be educated as well. Because submissive don't mean going there and fix my dinner, going there and telling her what to do. Right. You're being demanding now.
Right.
There's a fine line between that. Submissive, and to be honest with you, the line ain't even fine line. It's actually thick if you really understand the terms of what's going on. See, so a lot of women come in with this submissiveness thing all wrong. Right. They think it comes in as being controlled. So they say, no, ain't nobody being submissive to me, because all you thinking about is chains in a bedroom and being whipped upon. That ain't how it go with submissiveness. I want to say that.
And that's the thing, is I think some women has this, excuse me, but ain't no nigga about to come in here and try to control me.
Try to run my shit.
Yeah.
But you asked the nigga to come in and run some shit.
Right. To come in and run it. But back to that fine line of, there's a difference even for you men, of controlling, a woman and wanting her to quote unquote be submissive, where honestly it's this thing to say, okay, I'm me. We know that I'm me. And when we come into this thing, I'm not going to like everything that you say.
Right.
I'm not going to like everything that you do.
Right.
I'm not going to like everything you want to do.
Absolutely.
But
vice versa.
How do we come together, or for the female, how do I look and say, I don't like that, but, you know what I'm saying? Some people like to say there's no buts, but there is a but. You know what I'm saying? Right. But, and you really have to know in your mind, go your way, but go his way, and then let's see if I can be submissive to what I mean?
Back to the middle.
Yes.
You know,
to have that middle ground.
And that's why my whole thing in life is silver linings, because some things that the silver linings for me is to agree to disagree.
Right.
The silver lining is like you might agree with something and I disagree with it, but the silver lining is we communicated to find out what we liked and what we didn't like.
Right.
So now in the future, this is not gonna be a problem because I know immediately she likes that and I don't.
Right.
You see how that goes? Like, submissiveness is even that. Males have to be submissive as well too. Sometimes your woman's gonna get that lead because she has that experience. You follow her. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't have any expertise in this. Can you show me what that is?
And that's pulling you out of your comfort zone.
Right, and it ain't no pride and ego with it. You coming in just being the little boy or little girl your mama made, right? You come in there trying to figure out why, like the kids do. Why and why and why? Because they don't have any ego and pride with none of it. It's trying to really find out the answer. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we miss as well. Now, with me saying that as well, what are some of the things as being a single mother, as being a mother that go through the trenches every day, has a person that's in your life that is making sure everything is submissive and balanced enough?
Right.
What are some of the things that you see or hear about that image of a woman that you dislike, that you feel like that is not true? When you see, yeah, well, like, cause I mean, I know dudes they be mucking it up and they be dead wrong. Cause I know I'm a man and sheesh, I'm wrong all the time. So what
can you point me into
like, okay,
just
okay. So me in my life, like, I always felt like, how many kids she got? Like when dudes would talk and I'd be like, how many kids she got? And they'd be like, man, she got 4 of them things. You'd be like, woo, boy, she letting that thing fly off the handle. You hear me?
Right.
And it made me feel like, well, that's an easier catch. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an easier catch because she letting that thing go for the lesser. And I ain't got to go out here and break my back to get them buns. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir.
You know.
And so therefore,
you
okay,
see?
yes,
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's the shit you don't like.
Yeah, that's the shit I don't like. Because you do have women that it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Easy, whatever. But for me and mine, it wasn't, and it's not. Don't come at me with that, oh, you got 3 kids, okay, rubbing your hands like Birdman and shit, because that's not gonna fly with me, because there's a story behind it.
Right.
And
that's what I'm trying to point at, the story that's missed.
The story behind that is, when I had my first love or my first child and, things like that, we in love and that's the one I'm going to be with and, and then let's just go to say life happens. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. And you're not with that man. Okay. Now time goes on. Boom. You meet your next mate. Whatever. Now I have children or a child with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're
in a relationship.
I'm in a relationship. It wasn't just, oh, okay, yeah, I have your baby and boom, there it is.
Right.
No, I thought we had something. Or at the time, we have something. This is gonna last. We're gonna get married. All of that. Smoke and mirrors.
Right.
And and then when your life doesn't play out that way, it's a hurting thing. You know what I mean? It damages some women. It damaged me. You know what I mean? So at a point in my life where I have these multiple children, I'm not with neither one of the fathers. That was my whole thing. I don't want to be a statistic. And let me just pause for a second just to say that, gosh, this conversation can go a lot of ways. But
do your thing. That's what we do. Do your thing.
But being in, I want to say, a toxic relationship, and when children are already involved,
okay,
and when your relationship is toxic, but you're looking at the simple fact that
you have children in your family,
right, and one in particular is when you already have one child and then you're in that next relationship where you have that second or third child. You right there are in a box of, okay, I failed once.
Okay.
I can't fail again.
Okay.
I can't let this happen.
So you put the pressure on yourself.
I put the pressure on. Yeah,
okay.
You put the pressure on yourself because you're looking at, again, your past mistake or who wants to fail more than once? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who wants to walk around and say, damn, I didn't learn from that first go around? You know what I mean? And so you stick around and you take things that you shouldn't take, and you put up with things you shouldn't put up with. And
can I say this one thing, and I'm gonna jump in and let you jump again. Could that be? Because I tell you, I'm trying to figure out from the man's side.
Yes.
Like, could that be? Is that a form of selfishness in your behalf? If you look at it, like if you look at it like, okay, I came in this one relationship, I thought this was gonna be this,
right?
Okay, and then I got in the second one, and then I thought it was gonna be this. You're pushing the narrative and the pressure that we mentioned, and you're pushing it to be with this image that you have created in your mind, where you're pushing everything else out, all the stuff that's showing you that it's not, all of this, and it makes you just wall up because all you're seeing is what you wanted, and then that's what end up being your downfall, because that's not what you want. It's about what we want, or about what the group wants and the family wants. And it was never thought about, because if you would have thought about it in a sense of family, then you'd be like, this ain't good for the kids to see this. This ain't good for seeing mommy in this position. This ain't it for none of us. This ain't helping. But instead, I still see family. I still see us. I still see, and everything around you is crumbling. So I ask, is that a form of selfishness? Because I think a lot of females don't really see it that way. They think like, no, I want this. And it's like, cool, but now you're showing how selfish you are. It's like, if I come in and say, I want liquor, I want Hennessy, I'm not watching all the rest of the bottles in this store. I want Hennessy bad. But then there's another brown cognac that is $1. But I ain't even pay it no mind, because I've been so formed on Hennessy that nothing else matters until I realize I only have $10 and I could have bought 10 of these bottles of Hennessy. No, another bottle of cognac. Right. But now I'm about to go broke for this Hennessy. So I ask you, like, do you think that's a form of selfishness, going through the rut? Did you ever come to a conclusion like, was that a form of selfishness? And you know what? That's what I did learn to now be better in the long run. Or did you have another plan, another route that you went to get yourself out of those positions?
No, it was. And, gosh, the route that I took to get me out of the position, it seemed like, I'm going to tell you, it almost is the comparison of saying, a debt consolidation.
Okay.
Like
give it to me.
It's almost like when you get a credit card to pay off 5 different bills.
Okay.
And yes, I got them 5 bills paid down. Okay. But now I got this credit card bill that it's almost in the sense of that, because
if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yeah, when it was the sick and tired of being sick and tired, and last time was the last time of the last time, and then I finally got that, all right, that's enough, I'm done, packing bags, packing kids, moving, gone, done for, that's it. Yes, while that was a step forward, it still felt like 10 steps back, because then my mind had changed relationship, or how I viewed men. I mean, didn't want nobody talking to me. Hey, cutie, I giving faces, nose tooted, no. Because,
form of bitterness in a sense.
Yes, that's what formed the bitterness. That's exactly what it was. I became so bitter as far as, my view of men, or what I mean, and then even when I wanted to give somebody a try or look at somebody, it was still kind of like that, y'all all the same, or it.
Right. And you know what? And it's crazy, because I mean, from the outside looking in as a man in life, and seeing that, like I said, social media, all the things I hear the single mothers talk about, you know what I mean? I want to say this to the fellas too, because I'm not really giving the fellas what they really need, that mashed potatoes and gravy, you know what I mean? Some of y'all niggas come from single mothers. Most of you come from single mothers. Your mother did not succeed on the first try for some of y'all. Some of y'all got brothers from different daddies as well in the same damn house. And I always looked at it like, damn, how dare you talk about that to another female when your mama was in the same fucking boat. But the difference is that woman is willing to tell you her shit and show you her business, but your mama ain't. Because your mama's still trying to make it sound like it's hot shit, because she still looks at your adult ass like you her child, and she don't want to tell you her struggles. Some of you as a man need to go to your mother and ask them, What was their struggles like we doing right now? What was something that made you upset? What was something that you feared? Because you would start opening up to start recognizing that this thing goes around in full circle in life. You know what I'm saying? Like they always say, the situation doesn't change, the players do.
Right.
You start understanding that, and then you start appreciating it because your ass made it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And to touch on that with you, I'm actually a boy mom. So ain't no girls up in there. I've got all boys. And
how many boys you got?
I've got 3.
Okay.
And going along with what you're saying, with my boys, I used to at one point in time kind of like this, don't want them to see me sweat or cry or hiding things from them. And till I got to a certain point where I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna hide anything from
this
my
my
boys.
testimony.
I want you to see. I want you to see how mama get her ass up, and I bust my ass every day for y'all. I most of what I do, my living, is for y'all more than it is for my own self.
Okay.
And
Respect that.
And I want them to see that, because the fact of raising boys, I've got to make sure that you're prepared when you do become men. In as far as in the aspect of women, because of course there's more to it than that when you're raising boys to be men.
Right.
But I want you to see how you're supposed to treat a lady.
Right.
How you're to, and also to what to expect.
I'm about to say, do you tell the dark secrets of the woman too? Because say that.
Because I need them to understand all of that, and even down to the thing of I also don't want them to feel like because you're the man that when you find the late, you get of age and you really are ready to settle down, know what to expect in a woman. Because also we're not gonna have a woman that just expects you to do everything and bad that type of like nah, or we're not gonna have her just crumble. I want you to go back to be like, yo, my mama worked 6-7 jobs. She worked overnights, morning no, chick, you gonna get out here and you gonna work for yours. Because I watched my mom when it was just her and it was 3 of us. Like, I want them to have that just as much as it's important for them to know, hey, if you are in a relationship, don't go out here. If it's something that you don't like, if you can't talk and work it out or whatever,
or you can't tolerate it.
Right, you can't tolerate it. Be a man and come to that woman and you express yourself and you tell her why or whatever. I want them to know that as well.
And that's the reason why I go back and I want to always do a shout out. I give a shout out when it comes to that, because that's what I learned from. That's why I go back and I want to talk to the fellas. You learn from your single mother, half of you, majority of you. And one thing I can give my mom the kudos is, and my mom straight, solid, no chaser when it comes to her shit. You know what I mean? Like, my mom told me, yo, good women do this. They make sure they handle their own. They don't ask for that much help because they know that it's them against the world.
That's
what
right.
Your goal is to come in and tell her that if we gonna go against the world, I'm in here too.
Right.
You have a teammate that's gonna do it when you can't. That's when you have that mentality. And that doesn't matter if you have a child or you don't. That's the mentality of the man. Come in and say, nah, we in this together. Don't worry about the rest of the team. But a lot of y'all worrying about what other females think about your life. Worrying about what a nigga said about you. Worrying about what they don't know. Half of it be false. You're still trying to explain. What are you explaining for? If you in the household talking to your mate, that's all that really matters.
Right.
And what I also learned is, here's the dark side of females. Some of them are scared to tell their truths. Some of them put this makeup on thinking that they hot shit when their whole house is crumbling inside. They can't take care of their own shit. They struggling. They worrying. They're crying. They this, but they get back on this motherfucking grind and act like nothing happens. And what happens is the image of what you portray is what the man comes in with to see the crumbling in your home and say, hell no. Nah. That's what gets you dipped on. That's what gets you, nah, I don't think I can handle this. This is why y'all go through over and over niggas with that mentality, because you putting on this front and facade just no different than a nigga doing the same thing. So I always want to put this in full circle when I say we all the same people. The same way you saw that man flex for them jewelry and the cars and the clothes, the dope boy mentality some of you look for, you recognize he broke as hell and he a do boy. The same way we think with you. You came with this, I'm a bad chick, look at me, look at my fresh hair, look at this, but your house ain't in order.
Yeah.
And that's why I go back to having your house in order. Right. And when we recognize your house ain't in order, we do go back and say, but my mama was just as worse as you with a house in order. I can't deal with this. This is not how the way I grew up. This is not how the way I live. And we gravitate to women that shows us where we come from. So to the women that have that mentality, I always ask a woman, and as I've told you on podcasts before, find out where his mama is. Find out how his mama
Who raised you?
Who raised you niggas? That's what I always say that because I want y'all to know it's the truth. Because if that man comes from a mama who didn't give a damn where he went and moved around and had multiple niggas in and who gives a fuck and who cares, somebody gonna take care of it, that's what is gonna happen. He's gonna gravitate to you and you're not gonna understand that that's not bettering you.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Wally. Touching on what you saying about that who raised you. If you were to ask my boys, that's like a pet peeve, a thing.
You better not let mama be embarrassed out here.
What?
That's my mama shit. You better not embarrass me out here.
What's my number? What do I not to be embarrassed? Because and this is touchy, but I'm gonna go. But it's still for what you're saying.
Go for it.
And I'm gonna be transparent. I don't have no angels for boys. Okay, so certain things or certain behaviors or something that they do and they know it upsets me is because they know the next thing out of my mouth is I did not raise you to do that, or I am not raising you to do that.
And discipline.
So
coming.
it can, you know, and that's the thing all in itself. Like you said, and I tell them that's the first thing a woman or somebody gonna look at you and be like, "Who raised you? Where your mama at?" And I don't want that, because when somebody asks you where your mama at and how did she raise you, it's gonna be totally against what the fuck you just did.
Absolutely.
Because I do raise you right. At least I try. There's no perfect parent handbook, but I try my damnedest to make sure that my boys are on point, so that if they get older or the shit that they do now, when they're not on point, it's not because I allow it.
Absolutely.
It's because y'all trying to be grown and do whatever the hell you want to do in your own.
But see, you know, I'm gonna tell you the thing about that is that's why I said where most men respect that you're saying what you're saying, because now if that person out in the street go back to what we just said. If somebody, a man, woman sees your child acting not in the way that they're supposed to be, and they bring it to you, one, you know your child, and two, you know that they're coming and they're doing a service for you. Some of y'all don't want nobody to even do that for you.
Yeah.
Because you're so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And you don't want nobody to know what it really is, but really they learned that from your house.
Yeah.
And some shit they don't. And when they come, it's up to you to say, that ain't how I was raised in my crib, ain't that right? And your child's image is gonna show you that's not being raised in my crib. But you scared because you know what he did is raised in your crib. So when they bring it to you, your child gonna be like, so, I mean, what's up? I mean, it's what we do. And you don't want to see it be seen like that. Every man knows this. That's why some of y'all put you to the streets. Y'all get sent to the streets. And I'm going to go back to what I want to say for men, because I told you what we do, fellas. We send your ass to the streets where you belong. The reason being because it ain't even really about the kid, because the kid is the image of who? You. I don't give a damn what you say. I don't care what you talking about. Even if that was at the beginning of your life and you changed, they didn't change with you then. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, the image of your child that you created at your own twat comes from you. And it started from you from day one when you put the first nipple or bottle in their mouth. And if you didn't do that and now you want things to change, it showed you with your own kids, it don't change on your motherfucking call. It changed with consistency.
And I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little
Straight
bit
like that.
and play with this double-edged sword. For my real women and my real mamas, once, twice, or more, you come out your mouth and said to your kids, especially if they boys, you not gonna be like your daddy. And I refuse for it to go down.
Oh boy.
You come out your mouth to say that shit, but then, like I said, double-edged sword.
Some of the daddies didn't cut this shit off now.
Let me finish this one thought.
Give it to him.
The reason why I'm saying double-edged, because out that same breath, I also have to say, us ladies, we picked them.
Oh my God!
Or we
chose
we chose them to choose us.
Oh, where's the alcohol?
Yeah.
You accepted him to
Matter of
choose
fact, can
you.
I sip my wine real
Yeah,
quick?
sure.
Okay.
You accept. That is a word. You know what I'm saying? Go to your Bibles. She said that basically she accepted them to choose her. So some of y'all talking about something. I want a man. I'm looking for a man to look. You can't look for nothing. That's their job. You just have to be prepared. That's it. Preparation. You ain't got to be ready if you ain't got to get ready if you already ready.
You gotta be careful what you ask for. You gotta
Man, y'all talking that shit because it sound cute, nigga.
Because even when we come out our mouth and say it, God can send us the one and he still be wrong. Put up this facade.
Everything is a test run.
Back to this smoking mirror.
Good God,
Tell
we
you
having church in here.
everything that you want to hear.
We having church up on this
Show
thing
you
here.
everything that you want to see.
Listen to me.
But that core.
So let's
Right in his head.
So for the real, so now we done got rid of the motherfuckers who don't understand what life is, and we already at 40 minutes. We gonna give you an hour this time. You heard? This right here's a special. All right? Cause some of y'all probably sat there and listened to Donald Trump and Biden bullshit you for a whole hour. So why can't we? Well, we tell you the real shit. Now look. Now with that being said, now let's take it back, cause we already got to the forefront of what people move with. Is there something that motivates you to stay on task, past the children, past this? It like when I'm saying this, and I'm gonna say it from a man's point of view. Maybe you can kind of peel off from a female's point of view. All right. So from a man's point of view, now love my family. Let's say that first. Love all of you. It's a lot of you. Love you, right? But there are certain things that I learned from them to not be. Okay, I got a brother that knows the street life better than me. I didn't want that smoke. I didn't want it. I just felt like it was better if I stay away from that. You know what I mean? Could I jump back out? Could I jump in there in the life and learn it and be as good as he is? Probably so, with the education in my mind that I have. Could I be a person that has some kids and be a family man out? Yes, I see brothers that do that as well and take care of their kids, even if some shit ain't popping the way it needs to be. But they make sure they stand up because they lead this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can go that route. Could I go from a step pop route that come in and these kids ain't mine? I got my own kid, you know, and do that? Yes, I can do that as well. But what I recognize is that there's some chains that I want to break. I didn't want that lifestyle. I didn't want that because I'd seen the struggle of what it took to get to where we are. And that don't happen that happens every so often. When you could have that shit going on and then you come out on top of the water. Sometimes a lot of people drown. And I said, I didn't want if I went through this in life and the higher power sent me this, I'ma drown if I go through this. I'ma drown because they're not gonna give me back-to-back times in my life, no matter how much I pray, right? So I look at the things. Section 8, I've never been on it. Food stamps, never been on it. Do I wish I had some stamps? Hell yeah. Do I wish I had Section 8 because some of you hoes is paying $37 for that crib? Yes, I want that for what I'm paying. But I recognize I came from that. In order for me to advance, I got to get out of that. If I have children, I want to show them that ain't where you got to go. That's just a secondary thing. That's something when you get to your lowest of lows.
It's a step stool.
It's a step stool. You don't stay there. You You own it for a little bit to get your shit on your feet and you say, I don't need this anymore. It's a crutch. But some of you are having the audacity to boost that up and say you are independent heifer and you still on it and you've been on it for too long.
And no, that's not it.
I want to be able to be a man to say, hey lady, come to my crib, ain't nobody having no inspections.
Right.
You can leave your shit here if you want to. It's gonna be in the same spot. Like that's the mentality that I always wanted, because I seen it in my life. I seen the inspection. I seen the clean up. I seen the move the shoes. I seen this shit. And I said, why a person that, as my stepfather's coming in here breaking down the laws, gotta move his shit around.
Right.
And he the man. What you mean? And it make me know right then, no, that ain't how I'm living. I just didn't want to have that life.
Break that chain.
And the chain had to be broken.
And the same thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So same thing I'm saying for you. Like, how does it go for you with your chains? Because like I told you, the man comes in saying you just the girl with the hot box ready to get that thing popped off.
Yeah.
I want to know as a man. I'm asking, what are some of the chains that you see that you had to break, or you wish you could have broke, or whatever?
Right.
You know?
And the chains that honestly that I'm continuing to break. It's
Fact.
still an ongoing thing. It ain't, oh, I broke that chain, okay, I'm moving on, because that's why I can agree and feel you on what you were just saying as far as the Section 8, been there, done that, had that, okay?
Oh, you on that now?
No, I'm not on it now.
Yeah, okay.
But see, that's that thing. That's that chain that got broke.
Exactly,
that's that chain that got broke because I once upon a time, yes, I had Section 8. And the thing is, during that time, I needed it.
Right. And I don't know. And we not knocking you if you want it.
Right. Definitely.
We just need to let you know what it is.
But
it's a stepping stone.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna be real. Ooh, ladies, don't kill me. You have the women or the families, whatever, that's actually needs it.
Right.
That's that low-paying job. That's that you doing the best you can. You can't make somebody hire you. You know what I'm saying? So if you doing what you gotta do, kudos to you. I'm not mad at you. You need this assistant. But I know of females that will not go out and get a job and will not try to milk the shit to death.
But be in Miami with pictures.
What? Because they want to be down here. Or no, let me not say down here, but they want to stay where they're at.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this. They want to be where they at. What I'm saying is that they want to. It shows they want to control the narrative, and they're comfortable. And they're comfortable.
Yes.
They're comfort. But see, in order for things that you want, you gotta work for them, and it's gonna be you're gonna be in more uncomfortable positions.
Work for that thing.
We just mentioned from Section 8 to a new nigga that coming in with new shit. You're gonna come in with uncomfortable situations that you have to overcome.
Yes, because it's the Section 8. I've had Section 8, WIC, food stamps, all of it, all the government assistance, all at one time. And I'm gonna tell you, just back and track just for a second on that toxic relationship and that when you wanted to get out, and when I had enough, I let go of all of that.
Cause you was tired.
I was tired. I didn't give a damn about nobody's Section 8. I didn't give a damn about food stamps. I didn't give a damn about none of it. Was ready to make that step to move forward.
And with that step, how difficult was it? Cause see, I told you, cause you know, in uncomfortable positions make difficulty. So how difficult was it? Coming from like, I'm used to having, come here, we said comfort. I'm used to having Section 8. I know that's coming every month. Yeah. I'm used to having food that's coming every month. I call it, I know I got that. Yeah. How difficult was it to change? It's like being a crackhead to now being clean. How did it change? How difficult was that for you?
That transition was very difficult because it came with a lot of sacrifice, life decisions that I didn't want to make, to be honest with you, but I knew I had to make them.
Why?
Gosh, I knew I had to make them because I knew I needed better for me and my kids.
Gotcha.
Period. Like, with making that transition, again, being transparent, out of my 3 children, I can't say that I lost one, but I had to make a sacrifice and a life decision to allow a better position for my oldest son.
Gotcha.
It was a better position. I had to look at a whole picture and a whole puzzle and had to say, if I do this, I've got to make this sacrifice and I've got to let him go. And
you got to, but you got to have trust.
But I have to have trust. Well, I had to have trust
in the man that even made the child.
Thank you. Because that was a big key piece. And if I felt like he wasn't, then I wouldn't have been able to make that choice.
Exactly.
But because I had confidence and I had trust, it wasn't easy, but it made it better.
Right, and it worked out fine.
And it worked out fine because with that, it also moved me into the position for the other 2. And for...
Let me say this though. I want to ask it. I want the ladies. I'm here to empower you too. How old were you when you made that decision?
I was 28.
28. Okay. We're gonna leave that there at 28.
28.
So you were 28 when you made this uncomfortable decision. Also, when you made that decision to do that, where were you headed?
In life?
No, where were you headed? Because you're leaving a child somewhere, so you had to go somewhere else. Where was you coming from there to where you are now? Where was you coming from?
I was coming from Virginia to North Carolina.
So you come from a whole different state. So now not only are you making this decision to say, here, I trust you as my baby's child's father to do this in the right way here, but I'm about to move to a whole nother state. Some of you hoes can't move to the next city next to beside it without a problem. Some of you can't go to the same closest gas station and make a transition swap during the weekend. She's making a choice from one state to another that her child's father has nothing to do with. I want y'all to let that sink in so she can create something now so she can be better. So what I'm stating is, for you fuck niggas out here, and you know who you are, there should never be a problem when your child's mother needs you. There's no need to be in a system no motherfucking where. Your child's mother is gonna come to you if you picked, because it's on you to pick her. If you picked that child's mother, if you picked her correctly, you shouldn't have no motherfucking problems. So when you picked her, you wasn't there to observe all the flaws and traits that you know you couldn't handle. And now a child comes, now you stuck with that baby mama that ain't shit. There is nothing you can tell me other than that. You can't tell me she changed up on me. No, she didn't. No, the fuck she didn't. I'm being honest. We had 51 minutes. No, the fuck she didn't, nigga. Stop lying to the people.
Now I'm more so laughing because of that statement.
Yeah, stop lying.
That she changed.
Stop lying up on the people, bro. Stop lying up to me. The people don't believe you, nigga.
Yeah.
You saw her being thick, looking fine, all that. You knew that was an easy bust of cheeks. You jumped in there and she didn't put you part of the motherfucking program. That's just what it is. Stop flexing for the people, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you end up, how you flexing for the people and then you end up being the ain't shit motherfucker out of the flexing? How do you do that? How do you end up being a nigga that picked the chick, say she ain't shit, but now you ain't doing nothing either? You get that? This shows a whole bunch of toxic bullshit. And it all started from the nigga who picked it. Because if you was in a household, you a leader. And if you did that, you not a good leader. And then you go to another chick, and I blame you chicks that seen this shit that we talked about. Seen he ain't got his shit together now, you think you next. You a dumb motherfucker too. Because now you next. You understand what I'm saying? It comes with the territory. So I say that to say, what we discussed is smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors that come along in this life. You have to be observant enough to see them coming. You should know when someone is genuinely for you and when they're not. And even if they're not, you still should be able to have a plan B to fix it and reset yourself. And with resetting yourself, it's gonna come with some uncomfortable positions. It's gonna come with some things that you're not used to, rather good or bad. But you can bear it all if you really are tired enough and really wanting change. This is all this conversation is about. And I want to say that I do appreciate Miss Mook over here for opening up and telling us how it goes from the single mother's point of view. And she said she ain't got time to be hearing no because she got kids. It's time to bust that thing open for a limerita. She don't even drink limeritas. You know what I'm saying? So, no, she bougie. She want the high price wine and the red wine that's good for your heart. You niggas is still out here getting Capriccio, alright, and drinking Four Locos. That ain't gonna work going to her crib. You gotta come with a little bit better conversation, a little bit better, thought process. You can't just come talking to her like a piece of meat. She's gonna dish you. And now I'm open with that, like, damn, you can't, because to be honest with you fellas, like, the ones who got all that, they now are way more constricted now. They ain't with none of the shit. They now, you might got a better chance with that chick that's flying around here that ain't got nothing popping, ain't got no kids and no nothing going on and no war wounds. But if you a real nigga, you go to the one with the war wounds, because she gonna be the one that understand life. So you kind of fucking this up, and I want to apologize as a man because that's what I thought. I ain't gonna flex on y'all. She got kids? Oh hell no. You know, I don't want the drama. I don't want these little snot nosed motherfuckers in my business. I had the whole mentality and it was wrong. You know what I mean? And since we got the last 5 minutes, I'ma say this. And this is real good. This is gonna be at the end, cause I mean you stuck around this motherfucker this long. You know it's real. Hell. So, how do you feel as a woman? A man comes in, and you might have a toxic baby father that you can't get rid of. How does that work for you? Do you still expect to have the relationships of your dreams? How do you juggle that? How do you juggle that? You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna say this for the fellas at the end, because I know you keep here, fellas, because that's what fellas think. Hell nah, I ain't trying to whoop a motherfucking baby daddy's ass because I came in here on some good shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how we say off the rip. Right. I left that last to see if you still gonna be on it. You know what I mean? But yo, we come as men like, nah, we ain't got time for the baby daddy shit, cause we all for the shits, cause we came here trying to fix some shit that he fucked up. So what's really good? How do y'all feel about that? What do you think as a woman that's in that position, that knows she got a toxic baby daddy, but she want better, she wants somebody to come in, this is the guy that she's seen that is worth a fuck, and we got a problem dangling on our shoulders. What do you do?
You said we only got 5 more minutes. Boy, we should have pulled that one up about 30 minutes
We gotta leave the best for last. Gotta leave the best for last.
You know what? And I'm gonna tell you right now, we can't sum that shit up in 5 minutes.
Well, give me the best you can.
Shit.
Yep.
Shit, that's another one of them. Where do I start? Because, oh my God, that's a whole nother, because again, the woman she ready. She ready. She focused. You know what I'm saying?
Tiffany had it. She ready.
She ready. What? Come on in. Open doors.
I done waited my time. I done been patient.
I've been waiting. Yes, I'm ready to be back to that word submissive. Hey. I'm ready for all this shit. And then we up there, y'all. We ladies, we in the clouds. We up there. You know what I'm saying? We just talked to God.
Close your eyes, ladies.
Close your eyes, because we had a face-to-face conversation with the Lord.
I done fell back.
And we done fell on our knees and said, "Thank you, Father, for sending them to me." I mean, we up there, and then God always allows the devil to come in and, you know,
get
us, cause he can't touch us, you know what I mean, without God's permission. Here come the devil, aka that toxic ass baby daddy.
Well,
cause we done forgot about him. We're so focused and we're so into.
Cause he ain't been worried about you while you been all by yourself. He ain't been worried about you.
He ain't worried.
Well, tell him.
What? And then as soon as he even get a whiff that you are a new woman and that you got somebody, I mean, cause I think they can sense it, y'all.
As a man, I'll tell you, yes we can.
Yeah.
We can tell when you doing better shit. You got on better shoes, your hair laid, your clothes different, you smell different, your tone different.
I ain't seen you like that in about 4-5 years. You know what I'm saying?
What nigga's that?
When I do decide to get the kids, you still in these old sweatpants and shit. Now come, you in your skinny jeans.
Yeah, we know about that.
You know what I'm saying? You got your lip gloss popping and shit.
We know she smiling different, fellas.
What? Or even just talking different. Cause I mean, that was the key thing.
She done booted you out too. Now you know what? Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's everything. It's everything, ladies and gentlemen. It's the little shit. Like, say when she had time to go back and forth with you on the text message, arguing to make you feel like you still had something, you still had some weight. Hell,
give it to her.
And when them conversations get short, and them texts are still met on red, honey, that nigga got a whiff. Wait a minute, what's she doing?
Still done got her groove back.
What? Ooh. Got it back, front, forward, but that's neither here nor there.
Give it to
I'm just saying, they know. And when it comes time to when the shit get real and it is confirmed.
Okay.
Because that confirmation.
Okay.
When that confirmation come through, that you have moved on, now we do the ultimate petty shit. Now we got all the talking, and who is that nigga? And that nigga ain't this, and that nigga ain't that. And it's, oh my God, it's a whole nother turmoil. But what's the thing with the women is we forget in there of that man that we prayed and we asked God for that has came in, and we cannot expect for him to just lay down and take that, or expect for him to take that. What is very difficult is knowing that you have that man's best interest at heart and you all for him.
Same way you had yours.
What? And you are not with the shits and you not for the baby daddy or whatever. You still get caught in that middle piece.
Yeah, you explain that. We going overboard. Explain that. Yeah, run it.
But
run it.
You still get.
The ladies need to know this. I'm helping y'all, ladies.
Still get in that middle piece where it's almost like trying to be peacemaker, but you don't really want to be peacemaker because you really don't give a fuck about that nigga, meaning the baby daddy.
What makes you want to feel like the peacemaker, or do you feel like you just been put in that position? Like, you know, like niggas when they cheated, like, man, shit, I ain't cheated, this game chose me. Like, is it that type of mentality?
Well, yeah, because you get in that middle piece where this new man, you know him. And he's a man.
Oh, I want to hear this.
And he ain't with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Sit back. Let her go.
He's not with the shit, and he ready to bust off at any point in time. He at his breaking point. He done heard shit, dealt with shit, kept it in as long as he could. Now it's fuck that.
Okay.
When you're caught in that and knowing this, it's almost as this thing where for us ladies, or like I said, I can only speak from personal experience, where you want to have this protecting as the female towards this man because you don't give a fuck about the old news or the baby daddy. We don't give a fuck about him, but we give a fuck about the one that's in our life now. And it's almost like I'm scared of what the fuck you gonna do to him that, you know what I mean, could take you away from me, depending on how bad the situation is. And I know that's what I got, you know, caught in the middle of.
Did you now okay, because I'm trying to put this all together.
Yeah.
So a question is for the fellas, did you, because I know I can hear a nigga now, but I can even hear myself. What did you do being the person that was not worrying about baby daddy and worrying about the man that you with? Did you do anything to stir that pot for that man that you with or you in your dreams of? Did you stir that pot to get his mind to start spinning them wheels?
You know what? It wasn't.
Not?
Nope. And I'm gonna answer honest. I'm gonna say yes, but it wasn't intentional. I'm gonna say yes because sometimes, again, with us ladies, you get so comfortable with this new man, right? And we have a tendency to kind of, as a showing him that we don't give a fuck about this, now we
over compensate.
Yeah, because now it's like a this nigga da right? And he said blah 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 blah, and he did. And can you believe what we're not thinking about firsthand is if this man is for us and he loves us or whatever, when you coming to him, men are protective of us women as it is.
Ooh, shit. So, okay. So men protect women out here. Okay.
Yeah, men are protective.
That's a stigma too. We ain't gonna talk about that on this.
No, men are protected. But again, we're solely talking about the real men, the real women, and the real men that love their women.
Okay, yeah.
Because we ain't
gonna yeah. We don't want nobody jumping in and run the rope. Okay.
Yeah, don't me too, and no niggas stay over there.
Keep your ass over there.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I get you.
We're talking about that man that loves that woman. And when she's coming to him, while for one hand, I told you, boy, why you make this podcast?
Hey, because we turned up.
Yeah, because he loves this woman. So when I hear a man or another motherfucker coming at you sideways or whatever, and I got a problem with that. And then when he coming at me too, oh, now we got a super fucking problem because he disrespecting you and he disrespecting me.
Think about it as flipping it, ladies, with your man. You don't want no chick to even look at him a certain type of way.
Absolutely.
Imagine he coming to you telling you this girl said my baby mama said, my ex said,
and we ready. So when you got that going on, we're not being mindful that we are stirring that. That's why I said. That's why I wanted.
That's why I was asking, because I want to see.
No, that's why I wanted to agree with saying of stirring the pot, because we don't realize it, and again, it's not intentional, but you are stirring that pot because that man is sitting there taking all that shit in and absorbing all of what you're saying and all of that until he is ready to, again. It's nothing. It's gonna get to the point where it's nothing you can say. There's nothing that you can do that's gonna want to stop that man from doing whatever it is that he wants to do. You know what I mean?
And see, and we had that talk. We had, you know, what I'm saying, we've had that talk where like, look, you need to recognize what you're saying to him. What you're saying to him it got him thinking now, because you got to remember, he don't know Buddy without your consent.
Right.
He never seen this Buddy. He don't want to hang with Buddy. He don't want the top drinks with Buddy. They're not watching games together. Nothing. He only know Buddy off of you.
Yep.
And so when you done built this monster now, so when it's time to pop, I don't need you backing up in the back scenes now, because this is what you have created. So I'm saying that, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
You got to be careful with that, ladies. Like,
for real.
You've got to be, and don't take it. What I wish I would have learned is, you're not hiding, you're not trying to be secretive, but you've got to protect him like he protects you.
That's a good one.
So,
that's a good one.
You know, you handle that. You get that shit under control, because if you get it under control, he won't never know a damn thing unless it got out. Unless it's something that gets out of control.
Like you do it. Now you're telling him do whatever at this point.
Yeah.
Do that, and that's saying that from a man's point of view. Relationship don't even gotta be bad baby daddy. Just anything.
Right.
It could be exes. When you come to that man, you have exercised all of your options. When you talk to that man, it's business. You come in because that man about business. That man ain't about feelings. You know that ex nigga. You know he don't give a fuck about that nigga. I don't care if I see him at a barbershop. I don't see him at a gas station. I don't give a fuck. A man is like, when you came to me with these problems, you came to me because you want me to handle shit. You didn't come to me because I'm your homegirl. See, that's the difference. You come to me as a homegirl. No. You come with business. Listen. I talked to my homegirls about it. We've discussed this. He still ain't get it. I came to him one-on-one on my own time. He didn't get it. I text him to let him know I ain't want no communication. He didn't get it. I went to his family and told him what it is. They don't figure it out. Now I'm at you now, because now I don't know what else to do. I promise you that man knows what to do. And that's that
accountability to let that man know I've done all I can do. And that assures him that you've done.
So when he go to that man, I know the story.
It's no talking.
I know the story. I don't want to hear you explaining your part. I hear you, but I don't hear you. What's up? Like, that's when dudes know where they stand. This is when you're letting a man be a man, ladies. You got to let that submissiveness. You got to let a man be a man. This is what you asked him to come in here for. Cause I was that fuck nigga didn't do it. Right. You asking him to do this, so when he come, now you start to make him second guess, what am I here for? If I can't tell them to your kids, if I can't tell them to your baby father, if I can't do, what am I here for? To make you smile? I can go make 1,000 half a smile and go home with nobody. What's making you different than the next motherfucker? What's making you different? I've been entertaining all my life, because I've had to as a man. I don't want to entertain you laying beside me. I don't want to entertain you being in the same household as you. And I say that because a lot of chicks want to talk about their past life and talk about the niggas they fucked with. Look, they didn't work. That's what niggas thinking in his head. They didn't work. So who cares about your exes? They didn't work. That's why I'm here. If they work, I wouldn't be here. I'm here now. They didn't work. Fuck them. I'm be honest, it's very quick for men. Fuck him. He's not here now. I'm here now. So what are we gonna do to move from us up? Cause it ain't gonna be with him. It ain't gonna be with my ex. It ain't gonna be with nobody. What is up? You know what I mean? That's that teamwork shit I'm talking about. But some of y'all wanna just dib and dab when you feel like it's the best place for you. And you're showing yourself just all the way through the end. You showing good enough to talk to your sons a little bit or daughters, but not gonna talk to baby daddy. He got more control then. Okay, good enough to not be in the family shit, but good enough here. Good enough not to put you on social media and let you know that I do have somebody that's worth a fuck. I mean, not good enough for that, but you're good enough to hear all the other shit in between. Like you're giving so many lanes that we don't know where to move at. Now we understand that this shit across the board is, because I'm gonna tell you this, because I see the stigma of this. Even though I don't give a fuck about time, the stigma is, oh, well, he don't post me on social media, Instagram. Well, he don't post you on that because why? Nobody cares. They only waiting on the downfall. And if that's the case, then I need you to fix this behind closed doors with your own situations, baby fathers, baby mothers, whatever. Because when you hear a man, what he say to you? You ain't gotta do all that. I'll handle that. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want no drama with that. I don't need y'all to be that way. Or a baby mama. If a man has a baby mother, I'll handle that. I'll talk to her. More times when you talk to your baby father, ladies, he got a lady, you ain't hearing her. Unless it comes to something very serious that it affects him and her, and then we can discuss this. Other than that, I'll talk to you and we'll talk and we'll figure out what we're gonna do next.
And let me just throw this in there too. Is it like in my instance? It's that old saying of if I knew then what I know now.
Right? We all in that boat.
Yeah. And so, not to sugarcoat it, but that is an actual true statement. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that in time and with certain things, we become stronger. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn. That I wish I could turn back the hands of time type deal, because I would have rocked this shit a whole nother. I would have came out like, you know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't even made for you today. It was made for you to learn to be where you are.
What? And that's the thing. But that's what's so crazy about life. That's what's so crazy about, relationships or people that, come from this place to that place. Then you can go back with your mate and either laugh at some shit or go back and be like, damn, remember when, so I don't know. I guess it's healthy in a sense, but yeah.
You're gonna go through some shit.
Yeah, you're gonna go through some shit because I sure enough wish I could have handled things a whole lot, more different or faster, with certain things. But at the same time, there's some parts of it that I don't regret because I feel like it did enhance or make my relationship stronger, with my mate and things like that. But there's still that percentage,
that you still wish you could.
I wish I could have been like, ooh, gotta scratch my neck on that,
But it lets you know that who's down for you.
Right.
That's what people missing.
Right.
In order to find out who's down for you, ladies, fellas, close your eyes. The motherfucker that you fuck with the hardest, you've been through the most trenches with. You've been through the most hard shit with in your life. Difficult, indifferent, on point. You've been through the worst and the best shit with them. That's why you hold them so close to you. It's the same thing with your relationship. It's not nothing temporary like a temporary job. To be permanent, attempt to hire. It's not how it goes. It's who's really for you through everything. I think in our lives we are so pressed on when everything is good because it's not nothing to manage. It's not nothing to make sure it's manageable. Everything is managed itself. When you find out a motherfucker for you, rather man, female, rather whatever, friendship, you recognize it's the shit that ain't right, the shit you disagree on, the shit that you don't like, the shit that makes them make you mad, the shit that you hate is what make them know that it's just about you and it's not about the circumstance. Y'all break up from females, you break up with your baby father, you break up with your baby mother, you break up with friends, you break up because now here comes the hard, rocky road that you never prepared for.
And we ready to run.
You ready to dip, thinking something else better. Finna run right into another person that's gonna give you the high road, like everything's so great, and you finna start right back over. But again, we didn't get y'all enough. It's an hour and 13 minutes of this, you heard? So guess what? Again, I gotta tell y'all, man, we have a lot of big things going on over here on this Camping Man Shut Up on season 2. But hey, we didn't give you the first season for free. Alright? Whether you jumped in or you didn't. So now we coming here now, man, saying that if you want this season 2 to continue with you, we'll continue with or without you. But we need some help a little bit. And we had some big things where now instead of hearing us, you can see us. All of those things, a lot of gifts, a lot of prizes, a lot of things we want to really give on this end. That we want to give to you guys for sitting there being, really, really solid people to listen. Go to Cash App, man. Any donation, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Lisa McDowell. I don't care if it jingle or fold. You hear me? But just jump it in there on Wally Flame and go ahead and make that happen. Wally Flame 84, as a matter of fact, on Cash App, man. It don't make no difference. It's all going to the channel. We trying to get the cameras. I'm gonna break it down. Trying to get the cameras going. We're trying to get the production going so you guys can sit back and see. And if you have a business or an event or anything, you can come on the show. You can show what you got. If it's clothes, if it's cakes you make, if it's a team you have that you're doing for the community, anything, we with it. You know what I'm saying? Get your flowers while you're living. You know what I mean? So I want to again thank Miss Mook for definitely breaking it down for us, because that should be entertaining for y'all enough.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I learned a whole lot. I hope she learned a whole lot from the man's point of view of what we thinking. And as always, be mindful, love yourself, love each other, be wise. Peace and love. Peace and love.